ain't no water coming, because the scoop that I made was legit. None of my scoops have ever been wrong, ever. I have a 100% accuracy ratio.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
James Gunn is being called out, not just by me, but by all of Hollywood, especially the Hollywood Reporter, and more so, Deadline. It all starts with Entertainment Weekly. I'm gonna get a random news article that says, whoa, James Gunn shoots down Man of Tomorrow Maxima casting reports as bullshit, shoddy, and incorrect. It says, if someone would have run these names by me, I would have said it's bullshit. So 3 actresses have been in the running, have been allegedly cast to play a character named Maxima. They're saying Maxima, but I really believe this is a Wonder Woman casting on the low. The Adria Arjona to the right, in the middle is the actress that plays in the Fallout series, and to the left, I'm not really familiar with her and what she's from. But there is, where there's smoke, there's fire. James said right here on Threads, let's go to the original posting. So Nexus Point News on Threads said, Marisa Abella, Ella Purnell, and Adria Arjona are testing for the role of Maxima for DC Studios' Men of Tomorrow. And they put the source as Deadline, okay? James responded and says, this is not against Nexus. They're sharing what Deadline reported. But Deadline's reporting is shoddy and incorrect. I've always thought Deadline was pretty thorough in their journalism, but that is not the case here, so I'm frankly disappointed. If someone would have run these names by us, we would have said it's bullshit. I've been friends with Adria a long time since I cast her in the Belko Experiment. I'm a fan of both Marissa and Ella, but I've never met them. I never met either of them. Crazy. This is James shooting out the sky, a Deadline report. He said, I never met the other two, and Adria I've been friends with for a very long time. Okay? That's James doing what James does, right? Remember when I talked about Waller? He said it's bullshit, right? Okay. What did I say? The second that I seen this, James, discussing film, said, James Gunn, he claims that Deadline's report is shoddy and incorrect. And they quoted when he said, I'm frankly disappointed. If someone would have run these names by us, we would have said it's bullshit. Discussing Film ran with it. And then when Discussing Film ran with it and I seen it on my timeline, I instantly responded with, liar. Deadline was right because I was right. I've been through this with James. James is a lying, manipulative piece of shit. He lies and pretends to check articles and call them out when he's actually lying himself. He lies against scoopers. I didn't want to believe it until it happened to me. That's why at this moment, this is April 8th is the date. April 8th is when this hit, and April 8th is when I said, he's lying. I don't believe him. Then we fast forward to this. Deadline has updated their story, insisting Adria Arjona has in fact screen tested for Maxima, Man of Tomorrow. What? Let's go to the Deadline updated article. This is the original article that James Gunn said is bullshit. It's titled, Grace Van Patten, Sydney Chandler, Ava Dominci, and Adriana Yoner amongst those tested for Superman sequel Man of Tomorrow. And then it says update. The first editor's note, it says, Deadline went through its normal editorial process. After James called them out, this editor's note popped up. Deadline went through its normal editorial process in the news gathering for the story. After review in light of new information regarding the actors involved, the story has been updated. A couple hours went by, and here's the update after James called them out. They updated and said, James Gunn is zeroing in on his choice for another key role in the Superman Man of Tomorrow sequel, with Tell Me Lie star Grace Van Patten, Alien Earth lead Sydney Chandler, and Cleaning Ladies Eva Dominici and Andor's Adriana Arjona are among those to test last week, multiple sources tell Deadline. They're doubling down on it. Doubling down. James Gunn caught lying again against Scoopers. I said, where's that Waller series, James? What are you talking about, Jody? Fast forward back to when I called this out. Exclusive. Waller series canceled as DC slashes budgets. Some breaking exclusive DC news. Obviously somebody who was employed by Disney and then ended up leaving. Off sources that are close to me that I trust, it's letting me know that budgets are starting to get slashed at DC. Budget cuts have hit the DCU, and some of the movies and some of the shows that they wanted to put out probably will be affected by these budget cuts. And one of the shows that is gone is Waller. I'm calling it out, saying why. Check the video out for yourself. We're gonna fast forward in our news by going back. So look at the date here. November 29th, 2023 is when I made this video. Okay, that's important. Let's go from that video that I made. People, news articles came up and made articles about it. DC's Gunn quickly debunks Waller rumor. Okay, ever since James Gunn took the reins of DC Studios with Peter Safran, the filmmaker has one thing clear: he won't tolerate any false gossip to spread. Gunn was asked on Threads about a recent rumor from YouTube that Amanda Waller TV series had been canceled. That's me. It all started with when Jody's Corner claimed that the Amanda Waller show, spinning out of Peacemaker, featuring Viola Davis, had been canceled for budgetary reasons. When asked about it, Gunn did not mince words. He said, "It's bullshit. Waller is still being written by Crystal and Jeremy." Okay, well, let's go to the fandom. Let's go to the wiki because the date was slated there. When did they announce? When did James say that Waller was coming out? On January 31st, 2023. James Gunn announced that the series was named Waller as part of the Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, along with the revelation of Jeremy Carver would also write, scheduled to release in 2024. What year is it now?
2026.
We're in 2026.
About to be in 2027.
Okay, so once again, this was announced on January 31st. They announced it January 31st, 2023. That's over 3 years ago when they announced it to come out in 2024. So it's been 3 years since they announced the Waller series. And I called it out in November of 2023 saying it's not happening, right? Once again, let's go back in case you guys forgot the date. Jody Joe on November 29th, 2023 said Waller's not happening. But let's go to the updated version down here. On March 10th, 2024, James Gunn revealed that production was delayed by the 2023 Hollywood strikes and was rescheduled to be released after the second season of Peacemaker. Okay. March 10th of 2024 is when James came out himself and said it's being delayed because of Hollywood strikes. But good old Jody Joe told you before James. Jody Joe said it on March 29th. James came out in April of the next year to say something. I said it March 29th that Waller was canceled, and we are now in April of 2026, and it's nowhere to be found. They haven't even started production on the Waller series. I was right. James Gunn called me out for being right and said that I was full of shit. You are a liar. So when I first saw that they said that Adriana Yoha, Deadline, and Hollywood Reporter said that they were cast, and James Gunn called it out and said bullshit, I knew then you're lying again. James Gunn, you have a bad rap for being a liar, calling out scoopers when they're right. You're actually calling out people who are giving real information to their fans, and you're calling it bullshit. You're not a gatekeeper. You're full of shit. This is not how a head of a studio should operate. Getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Deadline did further research and said, nah, sorry, James. You can say what you want about it being bullshit and making it up, but we've confirmed that last week these actresses went and tested for the character Maxima. Now, James, I want to hear your tweet lying some more to Deadline. Call them liars again and how it's full of shit. This is the studio head at DCU, guys, where he can't even take an L when people just are scooping, getting the information and putting it out there. Instead of saying like, or ignoring it, you shoot it down. This is the way you operate? For show. For show. Now even Hollywood Reporter are running with this. March 10th, 2024, you said Waller's going to come out. Once again, when did he say he's going to come out? Scheduled to be released after the second season of Peacemaker. Didn't Peacemaker season 2 end like 3 months? Wait. When did Peacemaker 2 come out?
Was it this
January?
This year? I think it came out this year.
Wasn't that like 3 months ago? Chat. Yeah. When did Peacemaker season 2 end? I'm sorry. I'm missing something.
August.
Nigga, August 21st?
Last year.
Was that 6 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Peacemaker was 8 months ago. Where's Waller? You said Waller's coming out after Peacemaker. It's been 8 months. Where's Waller, James? Ain't no Waller coming because the scoop that I made was legit. None of my scoops have ever been wrong. Ever. I have a 100% accuracy ratio. But instead, you're going to say that my scoop is wrong. You're going to say Deadline scoop is wrong. And what has been proven here is that we can't trust anything that you say. You, like Matt Reeves, are both freaking liars. Both of y'all are liars. I don't want either one of y'all running the DCU. I definitely want to see that Batman Part 2. But I know that Matt Reeves is a liar. I caught him in a lie too. So you're a liar. You're the head of the studio. We can't believe nothing you say. In fact, if you say something, I'm questioning everything you say. Because once you're outed as a liar multiple times, now I can't trust anything you say. And to my viewers, you should not trust anything he says. Even if he says something is going to happen or something's not going to happen, you should still question it because he deserves that. He earned the doubt. He earned us doubting everything that he said. Kevin Feige says something, that's what it is. The Russo brothers say something, that's what it is. Hell, even when my girl Patty says something, that's what it was. Even when Zach said something is going down in the universe, it went down. That motherfucker made a Snyder cut out of nothing, and it came true. This James shit, I already didn't like your vision, but after this, you be getting exposed by Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, me, and whoever, even Grace, bro. Even Grace, because I know she was, now that I know all this, I know that she was probably right on a couple of her scoops that you shot down, bro. Everything is different about you, bro. And now this Ariana, let me be honest with you guys. This chick is going to be Wonder Woman, right? This Maxima, I think it's a lie. I think that he's casting as Wonder Woman. I think that this chick right here is the one he's trying to cast as Wonder Woman because they've been friends a long time. She followed him on his Instagram or whatever some months back when he first started to do Superman. So I already understand. The biggest thing that he could have said that shocks me and gets me scared is whenever he says, I'm friends with you. Oh, I'm friends. Because that lets me know, oh, you're friends with them? You're going to put them in a movie.
Yep.
Because the only thing James Gunn always does, you could always vouch that he'll do this. He'll put his friend, his ex-wife, his mailman, his brothers, his sisters, anybody that he knows and trusts, he's going to cast them in a movie role. And if that's your friend from casting from that movie all along, this is going to be our new Wonder Woman.